Hi, thanks for stopping by to check out 50-cent lick number 9. In this one, we're continuing on learning more of the licks and ideas that I came up with for the track that I put together for the review of my new strandberg Boden 7-string guitar. So for this one today, as always, my guitar is tuned down a half step with my 7-string dropped a whole step from there. So I'm going to have the notes A flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, and E flat again. We're going to be taking a look at the tapping part that comes in after the low gain lead towards the beginning of the track. Since we're going to have our hands positioned up around the neck, it can be really challenging to control the strings and keep them from slight little vibrations. So I'd highly recommend investing in some sort of a muter. I've got a Groove Gear one here that I've had for a couple years, and they work great. So the tapping is for the most part just a pentatonic scale with one little note added. I'm going to basically analyze it like we were in the key of A, even though we're technically in A flat minor. So I'll play through the very first part of the phrase and then go over the frets that I'm playing and the fingers that I'm using, and then we'll talk about the little variations. So I'm doing a hammer-on on the first string from 15 to 17 with my left hand. And this is a ghost hammer-on. You just slam your finger down out of nowhere. On the second string, with my ring finger, I'm going to tap 22, and then 21 on the third string with my middle finger. I'm moving my left hand over now to start playing notes on the third string after I do the tap, and I'm going to do a pull-off from 19 to 17. Then I'm hammering on back up, tapping on 21 with my middle finger. Ring finger is going to tap on 22 on the second string, and then back down the third string with a slide to 12. Hammer on to 14. I'm moving my tap hand down now to play 19 and 20 on the third to second strings, broken apart across those two fingers. And that's going to make up the initial idea, and then we're just going to have a couple variations off of that. For the first variation, I'm cutting it slightly short. All I'm doing is the first part that we just learned. So the 17, 19 on the first string. Then I'm doing the 22, 21 from the second string to the third. The pull off down, hammer on, and the tap at the very end. That's it. And then it starts over right there. So it's... For the next part, we're going to play our initial opening idea straight through twice without the small little extension that we just learned. So it's going to look like this. So now we're going to play the short variation that we learned a minute ago. And now we finally have the ending. So the ending begins the same way with the phrase, where I do the hammer on from 17 to 19 on your first string, 22 on your second, tapping onto 21 on your third string, and then we're going to slide down like we were doing before. Then I'm going to do a hammer on, basically down a pentatonic scale. Now what we're doing here is a very common kind of guitar trick where we're going to play a note in one place and then we're going to play the same note again in another string. So I'm playing the note G on the third string and then a note G on the fourth string. And it will sound subtly different because of the different gauge of strings. You're going to have more treble on the thinner strings, and the thicker strings are going to be darker just by the physics of the gauge of the string. So after the slide down, I'm doing a hammer on, 12 to 14, a tap on 17 and then down, Same exact frets again on the next string. And then 17, 15, 12 now. At the very end, a couple little dips and a small sort of whammy bar glissando. I'll play the whole thing from the very beginning for you so you can play along. 2, 3, 4. So thank you for stopping by and checking out this lick. Hopefully you got some cool new ideas for tapping. And as always, do all the YouTube nonsense, hit like and subscribe. If you'd like to purchase the tab, I have it for sale on our A Minor Air Bandcamp page as well. So thank you for stopping by.